Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, JetBlack, the one and only, here with another exciting live stream. I apologize if I sound different or weird. I currently have a cold, so I'm a little congested. Right now, I'm going to be reviewing the Bright Eyes archetype that was made by your boy, that one guy, Kels. Thank you, Kels. Kels voted for this in today's fan poll. The winner of today's fan poll was Dueling Book Custom Cards, and since Kels has been wanting me for a hot minute to review the extra deck monsters of his Bright Eyes archetype, I feel like this is a good time to do so since multiple people are interested in looking at Dueling Book custom cards. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Right now, I'm just getting the live chat up on the side. That way, we'll all be able to see what everybody's talking about in the live chat. Yo, this live chat has a whole bunch of people already. I just kind of opened it. Let's go into live chat, where it shows everything. So Ryan said live or dead. Then Ray King said hi, in class. You okay? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Like I said, I'm congested. I have a cold. I apologize if I sound weird or if I get a little grumpy. I got a little irritable during last night's vlog because I was sick. But hopefully I'll be fine and I'll just be able to like hang out with you guys and talk. Open question to everybody on the stream. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on stream? Shout out to Rocky, Ford, Ray King, and Ryan for being able to join us live. Appreciate it. Let's see. So we're going to look at these extra deck monsters for the Bright Eyes archetype, those made by that one guy, Kels. Shout out to Kels. So this one is called Bright Eyes Rocket Dragon. Once per turn, you can banish a card in your graveyard, add one Bright Eyes spell card from your deck, banish zone, or graveyard to your hand. This card gains 500 attack for each card in your banish zone. Almost said in your vanish zone, which sounds like an interesting but similar concept. So how do I feel about this? Banishing card from your graveyard. I feel like a lot of the Bright Eyes cards try to get banished. So how many would you have in your graveyard for you to then banish with this effect to make that effect useful? I think would be like an interesting question. Because a lot of them have, if I'm in the graveyard, banish me and then I like do a thing. Yeah, if this card is destroyed by battle or a card effect is banished to say going, yeah, like how much is going to really be in your grave? You can banish this card from the field or the graveyard. It just seems like a lot of times you're going to be using their effects to banish them from the graveyard instead of actually banishing them from the graveyard with the extra deck monster. I understand what he's going for with the synergy, but because of the way that all the other cards are set up, I guess it gives you a choice. Now you can choose between using those cards' built-in banish effects or using the extra deck monster's banish effects, I suppose. So it really depends on whether or not you want whatever the search effect is or whatever the effect on the card you're banishing is. Ray King asks, what is my duel name? I'm pretty sure on Dueling Book, my name is jetblackrlsh, which stands for Jet Black Real Life Superior. So if you guys want to hit me up, send me a friend request on Dueling Book, feel free to do so. Let's see. Next up, we have Neon Bright Eyes Dragon. It requires 2+ dragon monsters. What did this one require? It required 1 or more Bright Eyes monsters. I see. So Neon Bright Eyes Dragon requires 2+ dragon monsters, including at least 1 monster special summon from the extra deck. That seems a little bit harder because you can't just have 2 dragons. Well, you can anyways because it's like 3, but you can't just have 3 dragons. One of them has to be special. But once per turn, if a card effect is activated that targets a Bright Eyes monster you control, pay 500 life points, then you can negate its effects. It says effects twice for some reason. And if you do, banish it. So if your opponent targets your Bright Eyes monster with a card effect, spend half a stack in life points, and you can negate that card effect, and then I guess banish whatever card it was. So that's interesting. I wonder if the banish part is a little too strong. A lot of negate effects cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are like destroy, destroy. So for it to negate and then banish, I don't know. It essentially cucks your opponent if they have any like graveyard effect based things. I'm curious if like the price should be higher or if pay 500 life points is fine. I'm not sure. And then this card gains 500 attack for each card in your banish zone. That's really strong. I'm going to just straight up say that. 500 for everyone. This is like an archetype where most of these cards are going to be banishing themselves. So that's a lot of attack. And it already starts with like 2,000. All you need is 4 banished cards, and your boy's gone from 2,000 to 4,000. So I feel like Neon Bright Eyes Dragon may need a higher life point cost for its like negate effect. Um, well, it only can negate once per turn. I still feel like it's a little good. It's only because it banishes your opponent's card, so your opponent can't come back with some like floating effect in the graveyard. So I don't know. I'd say maybe make that life point cost a little bit higher, and then maybe make the attack gain a little bit lower. If this wasn't an archetype where you're just constantly banishing cards, it'd be different. Even so, I still feel like that's heavily abusable. Couldn't you like do stuff like play one of the pot cards that lets you draw cards has you banish like the top 10 cards of your deck, right? I can't remember the name of that particular pot. It's not Pot of Greed, of course. I don't think it's Pot of Duality, but it's one of those pot cards. If you banish the top 10 cards of your deck, and that gains 500 attack for each card in your banish zone, when you hit like an additional 5,000 really quickly off of one card, you like summon Neon Bright Eyes Dragon, play that pot card, and now you're at like 7,000 attack. I feel like it's just a little too generous. Maybe if it was like gains 100 attack for each card in your banish zone, that's a little bit more reasonable. If you want to be a little bit beefier, maybe like 200, but 500 I think is a little too strong for this archetype and just in general. So I think I would probably nerf Neon Bright Eyes Dragon just a little bit. Let's see. And then Ray King says, it says offline. And he said, well, you are. Yeah, I guess I am technically offline. I clicked a link to jump to his Dueling Book deck specifically, rather than logging in fully to Dueling Book, so that I could review his card archetype without having to load like the whole Dueling Book front page and everything. Ray King said, and everyone sub and like my vids. Yo, make sure to check out Ray King's channel. Ray King, what kind of content do you do on your channel? Is it like a lot of you like playing like Yu-Gi-Oh and Vanguard? I don't feel like you talk about your channel's content a lot. And then Ray King said, my Naruto deck is too strong for you, Jet. I mean, I guess it depends on like how it plays and what the effects are. And then Ryan said, Jet, duel me. One moment, Ryan. I'm currently going over Ray King's extra deck Bright Eyes monsters. It shouldn't be too long because he only has like a few more. Next up, we got Bright Eyes Shining Sun Dragon. Requires Bright Eyes Golden Wings plus one other Bright Eyes monster. Golden Wings. I'm assuming it's not that one. I looked at its art and I was like, it has gold wings. Which one is Golden Wings? Oh, wait. Oh, an equip card. Okay. So can you have that card already equipped to a monster, like to a Bright Eyes monster, and then fusion summon and summon this out? That's pretty good. What's the weakest Bright Eyes monster that you could equip it to? And then Ray King said, like yours. How so? Like, tell me more about like what is the content do you do? Do you also do like vlogs? Do you do like the fan poll thing? Because when you say like yours, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is like vlogs and fan polls. Because that's like the main stuff that we do on this channel. So High Tech Bright Eyes is pretty weak. He's only like 1,200. I'm trying to see what's like the biggest jump you can get off of like that fusion card. This is only like 400 attack. You can summon that with the greatest of ease, and then pop on that equip card, Golden Wings, and then fusion summon into like something pretty strong in comparison. Like the jump is like 2,100 more attack. So that's not bad. So it gains 200 attack for each banished Bright Eyes card. See, now that's a reasonable attack gain. For it to be like 200 attack, I'm more okay with that. And then once per turn, oh, and it's more specific. Wait a minute. For the more specific one, maybe it could have higher attack gain. Because the other one was like, every card in your banish zone increases this guy's attack like tremendously. And I was like, oh, that's a little too strong. When you specify specifically Bright Eyes cards, I guess 200 attack is still fine. But I'm surprised at how different these two are. This one is a lot harder to summon, Neon, but Ray King said he does Vanguard, Fanpole, comics, Yu-Gi-Oh. Then he does watch vids with fans. He said, I give you and Kirby shoutouts. Do you really do fan polls, Ray King? I didn't know that. That actually is pretty interesting. What normally ends up getting voted for in your fan polls? And how do you do them? Do you do the fan polls in a similar way where you set up a video and people vote in the comments? Or do you have like a legitimate like poll site that people go to and vote? I used to do that back in the day. YouTube also has a way for you to set up polls. So how do you have people vote? Also, I appreciate the shout outs. Bright Eyes Cosmos Dragon. Oh, wait. I don't think I ever finished reading this card all the way. I read its like first effect and I was like, what? Because it just seems so different from the neon ones. It's kind of weird. Once per turn, you can shuffle one banished Bright Eyes monster back into the deck, then target one face-up monster on the field and destroy it. I guess I like the fact that that adds some like recycling to the deck. Any deck that banishes a whole lot of monsters, you could run into like a weird situation where, oh no, I'm like out of shit. So at least Bright Eyes Shining Sun Dragon not only acts as removal for your opponent's cards, well, monsters specifically, but it also allows for you to like recycle some of your banished cards so that you don't just run out. So that's not too bad. Weird flex. It was weird to read Neon first because Neon seems to be clearly better. But Neon acts as a searcher instead of removal. You know, they're different cards functionally, but they both get that attack boost based off of banished stuff. Also, this acts as like protection in a different way. Neon Bright just does a lot. It seems really strong, and it was weird to go from something so strong to something more like this. Ray King said, I made a website, but I only have 5 subs. Oh, interesting. So does your website have like a thing where people can vote? Are they just voting in comments on the website, or does it have like a poll kind of thing where there are like set things that people vote for? Next up, we got Bright Eyes Cosmos Dragon. It requires Spirit of Bright Eyes plus 1 Bright Eyes Dragon type monster. This card is unaffected by opponent's card effects, so just straight out. Also, I guess he spelled it right. I was thinking it should have been unaffected with an A, but now I'm second guessing myself. I have no idea. I think he's right. It's unaffected. I think he's good. Quick effect. Once per turn, if another Bright Eyes card would be targeted by a card's effect, you can banish a card from your graveyard, negate that card's effect. So Cosmos Dragon is unaffected by card effects from your opponent, period. And he can banish Bright Eyes cards from your graveyard. Not even Bright Eyes cards. It can banish any card from your graveyard, negate a card effect that would have targeted one of your Bright Eyes monsters. So he can protect the other Bright Eyes monsters from card effects, and itself is already protected from card effects. So that's interesting. Ray King then said in the live chat, vote like real vote. Ray King, I don't know what that means. Those are 4 words that, when put together, don't make like a very clear idea. So when you say vote like real vote, what I guess I imagine is that there's like a thing where, what does real vote mean? I guess would be my question. Do people vote in like the comments on your website? Is there like a thing where there are individual options, and if someone clicks on an option they want, it like counts how many votes there are and stuff like that? I guess I'm just slightly confused. I do get confused whenever you don't do like complete sentences, Ray King, because I just get lost in the meaning. And then Ryan said a real vote. You know, the real votes. Also, this requires Spirit of Bright Eyes to summon. Which card was that again? It's another equip thing. So you can equip this to any Bright Eyes monster you want, and then play like a fusion spell, and bada bing, bada boom, get your guy. So Bright Eyes Golden Wings. You can equip this card to a Bright Eyes monster you control. It gains 500 attack, and the first time it would be destroyed, you would banish this card from the field and against destruction. And then the equipped monster cannot be targeted by spell and trap effects. So it's interesting. I feel like using the equipped cards as fusion materials. I do that in the Vintra Vizier deck. So I do think that is a cool concept. I'm glad that he is also using that. That seems pretty easy to summon. Bright Eyes Cosmos Dragon. This seems really easy to summon. Ray King said, like how you vote for someone. What? I understand what you mean by that people vote. I guess I'm asking, is there like on your website, is there like an interface that people use that shows like the different things you can vote for? And then if you like click on what you want, does it like tally the votes? Like, does it have like I want to say software component, but I want to make it simpler than that. Like, does it have like a little interface that people use to vote and it counts up the votes? Or is it almost the same as the YouTube thing where you just comment and whatever you comment from day to day? Like, do you have like different pages for each day's fan poll? Do you have the fan poll just reset and you get rid of the old comments and start over? Similar thing for if you have like the interface. And then Ray King said, yes, Nick, yes. You can't just say yes because I asked two different things. So what I'm asking is, do you use the comments on the web page to take the votes? Or do you have a thing on the web page that like tallies the votes and it's just easier to use? So you can say yes, but it just doesn't mean anything. I would prefer that you like say whether or not people vote in the comments on the webpage or if they vote using like a thing. It's weird to say like a thing, but I'm trying to figure out a better way to describe it. He said all of what I said. That doesn't make sense. So do they vote in the comments and there's a thing that they can click on? And if so, why? Wouldn't that be redundant? Couldn't people like double vote? I'm not sure if we're on the same wavelength, Ray King. Bright Eyes Legend Dragon requires Bright Eyes World plus a level 7 Bright Eyes monster. And you can get level 7 Bright Eyes monsters with the greatest of ease. That I'm actually pretty aware of. Is Bright Eyes World the field play spell card? Nah, well, hold on. That's not the field play. Here we go. Yeah. So it's a fusion that requires a field play spell card, which is searchable, and a level 7 Bright Eyes monster, which you can summon with the greatest of ease. So that seems pretty easy to summon. This card can attack for each Bright Eyes monster used for its fusion summon. That could be a lot of attacks. I mean, can you just fusion summon with more? Because the way it says is Bright Eyes World plus 1 level 7 Bright Eyes monsters. But maybe it should say Bright Eyes World plus 1 or more level 7 Bright Eyes monsters. Because I feel like that would sell what you want out of the card a little bit more than just saying plus 1 plus level 7 Bright Eyes monsters. But that sounds interesting. This card can attack for each Bright Eyes monster used for its fusion summon. Once per turn, you can banish one face-up Bright Eyes monster on the field, target one monster on your opponent's side of the field. This card gains attack equal to half of its attack, or you can target one spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. So it can be used to either boost itself or as removal, which is interesting. I'm actually curious which one I'd be more interested in, the self-boost or the removal. It already has 2,400 attack. I'm not sure if you really need to self-boost, so probably would use it as spell and trap card removal, if I'm being honest. But it seems really easy to summon, especially with cards like Terraforming, because you just have access to so many materials all at the same time. So, hey, that's pretty good. And does Bright Eyes World help you search the fusion spell card? Because that'd be interesting. Ray King said, yes, they go for YouTube and my website to vote. So people can vote on YouTube and on the website. And then Ray King said, but anyway, my cards are poorly worded. That happens. That's just something that can be like corrected over time. So on your website, talking specifically about your website, does your website just have its own comment section that's like similar to the YouTube comment section for people to vote? Or does it have like an interface? As a matter of fact, just post the website in the live chat. Well, you may not be able to, because sometimes it lets people post links and sometimes it doesn't. I guess just try. And if that works, then I can just see it for myself. I feel like I'd be able to answer my question very easily. I could just look at it and be like, oh, okay, I understand. So let's see. If you control a Bright Eyes monster once per turn, you can banish a face-up monster on the field you control. Target one face-up card on your opponent's side of the field and negate its effects until the end phase. If this card would be destroyed, it's banished instead. So Bright Eyes World doesn't help you get your field play out. Not your field play, your fusion spell out. If it did, it would be like a very natural combo because you could be like Bright Eyes World into your fusion card, summon a dude. I feel like that could have been pretty ballin'. So not like horrible, but I feel like it's almost a missed opportunity for just like some solid like synergy. Let's see. Bright Eyes High Space Dragon requires one Bright Eyes Dimension, which is the continuous spell, and one Bright Eyes Dragon type monster. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target one monster on the field, negate its effects, and shuffle it into the deck. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. You can banish a card from your graveyard. This card gains 500 attack until the end phase. You can shuffle one card from the banish zone into the deck. Draw one card. You can target one card on the field, negate all of its effects, and it cannot activate its effects even if it or this card leaves the field. Interesting. Oh, okay. So Ray King then posted a link to like easypolls.net. Based off of that link alone, like just the title, I understand that it is actually like a real poll thing that people can use as a website. Cool. I feel like I now understand a lot better. When you said website, Ray King, I kept thinking to myself like just a website. And I was like, well, that could be like literally anything. That could be more like a blog. That could, so I wasn't sure where you were coming from. But when you're saying both, you were saying people can vote in the comments on YouTube or they can vote on that website. I still feel like that introduces the issue of double voting. Couldn't people easily just vote on YouTube and vote on Easy Polls for the same thing to try and like bolster their vote? Just like food for thought on that one. Let's see. Next up, we got Bright Eyes Lightning Phantom Dragon. It requires 2+ Bright Eyes monsters. That seems pretty easy. You can fusion summon this card by attributing the above monsters, in which case you do not use polymerization. Once per turn, quick. Hold on. At first, I was like, this seems hella easy. Now this is like really easy. Like incredibly easy. And this card has like pendulum monsters in it too. Goodness, that's easy. Then Ryan said so much voting. And then Ray King said, no, they can't. It tells me. So, Ray King, what if I was to go on easypolls.net and vote under like a pseudonym being like a fake name? So what if I was like, my name is These Nuts McButtCheeks, and I vote that you play the Dragon Ball Super trading card game. And then I go on YouTube using my normal channel and go, hey, how's it going, Ray King? I vote for the Dragon Ball Super trading card game. And now you have like two people who have identified themselves, well, one person who's identified themselves in two different ways, and easypolls.net will be like, These Nuts McButtCheeks voted for Dragon Ball Super, and then your YouTube comments, I'm not These Nuts McButtCheeks as far as you know. Like, couldn't someone just cheese the system that way by just lying on one of the two sites to just be someone else? I just feel like that might be something to look out for, especially with the easypolls.net thing. I feel like it's a lot harder on these external websites to identify if someone's cheating than it is on YouTube, where you can kind of look at an account and be like, is this fake? So that's my thoughts on that. Then Ryan said, I am the real Jet Black. Like, see how Ryan just kind of like made like a fake account? Anybody can do that. That's the risk. Back to Bright Eyes Lightning Phantom Dragon. Once per turn, quickie. Banished. It says banished one Bright Eyes Phantom Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Target one face-up card on the field and banish it. So you can banish a Bright Eyes Phantom Dragon. Let's find that card. So you can banish this, like specifically that card, which seems a little too specific, not gonna lie. Banish it, but you can banish it from anywhere, more or less. You can't banish it from your banish zone, of course. Then target one face-up card on the field and banish it. That's not bad. That means you can do that up to 3 times. Nice. And if you can recycle, even better. When this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, target one of your banished Bright Eyes Phantom Dragon monsters and special summon it. Ooh. It self-recycles when it gets the dick. That's not bad at all. So that seems pretty interesting. Let's see. So next up, we got Bright Eyes Future Ultimate Dragon. And this has a lot of text, so let's jump right in. For the Pendulum effect, if you control a Bright Eyes Link monster, you can pendulum summon monsters from your graveyard and or banish zone to monsters a Link monster points to. Hey, so you remember all those fucking monsters you banished throughout like the whole duel, because this whole deck is based on banishing monsters? Bring them back. Bring them back right now. So that's an interesting card for sure. You can target one monster you control, special summon from the extra deck, and give them 1 stack attack for each card in your banish zone. That's too much. That's too much. Stop. That sounds gross. But during the end phase, banish both that card and this card. So both of them bite the dust afterwards. That's still really strong. I think that needs to calm down. That effect is a little too powerful. Not a fan of that at all. Then the monster effect. Also, I should be a little bit better with my constructive criticism. A stack per card in the banish zone. I had trouble with 500 per card in the banish zone. That's a little too much. I'd say he needs to calm down. Hard calm down. Dennis said #like. Yo, thank you, Dennis, for smashing that like button. Truly appreciate it. Got 3 questions for you. Question number 1, how's your day today? Question number 2, do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? And question number 3, do you have any questions for your boy? Kel said, sorry, I changed the 1000 attack boost to way lower, but I forgot to save it. No problem, Kels. Also, Kels, good to see you. Didn't know you were on the stream. Yo, how's your day today? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about? Do you have any questions for your boy? Let's see. For the monster effect, it requires 1 Bright Eyes Fusion, 1 Bright Eyes Monster, and 1 Bright Eyes Pendulum Monster. So that needs 3 of them things, 3 of them things. So it requires 3 materials, which can be a lot, especially since for the Bright Eyes Fusion, you'll need to... Wait a minute. Right, as in the card? Wait, hold on. That's not 3 of them things. It requires an additional copy of like a fusion spell card and a Bright Eyes Monster and a Pendulum. That's interesting. That is quite interesting. Let's see. Ray King said, no, it won't work. It tells me if someone does it, it is connected to my YouTube, and it tells me my fans, and so I won't use it. They can't overload my website. So what Ray King's saying is that easypolls.net connects to his YouTube, and it'll tell him if someone's already voted on YouTube. So now, my question to you, Ray King, this is an issue that my channel also has, but I feel like easypolls.net is easier to exploit, is that if someone has multiple accounts, they can vote on YouTube with 1 account and then vote on easypolls.net with another, with easypolls.net being connected to your YouTube, right? As long as someone uses a different YouTube account, easypolls.net will still register it as someone who hasn't already voted in your comments. Also, how? That became actually a pretty big deal in my mind. How does easypolls.net register if someone's already voted or not? I feel like that's actually like a pretty big question. Couldn't someone just leave a comment on a non-fan poll? Weird. So I don't understand how easypolls.net could differentiate from a normal comment on YouTube and a vote. Let's see. Kel said, my day is going good. Glad to hear that, Kel. Glad you're having a rocking day today. Then Ryan said, I am the real Jet Black, the one and only. Then Ray King said, oh, yeah. So I don't know. I feel like having both easypolls.net and voting in the comment section on YouTube is a little redundant. I feel like you should have one or the other. Having both seems to just introduce new problems that are difficult to account for. And then Ray King said, I need to work on that. I feel like that would be a good idea. Where are we at? We were looking at them just now. Here we go. So you can banish all other cards on your side of the field. What? That sounds kind of gross. Banish all other cards on your side of the field. Target one face-up card on the field. Banish it. What? So get rid of all your shit. Get rid of one of your opponent's shits. This card gains 500 attack for each card in both players' banish zones. Stop. That's too much. That's actually too much. Because I don't know, 500. Well, your guy starts with 1,000. Let's say you had like a full board. So you had 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's say you had 13 cards on board. Damn, that would be so much. So it'd be 13 times 500. So then it would be half of 1,300. No, it would be half of 13,000. So that would be like 7,500 attack boost at most. And that's if you're like actually extra linked and shit. You couldn't be extra linked, not with this guy on the field. So I guess that would just never happen. Plus, did I count the field zone? I'm not sure if I counted the field zone. 14 cards? It still seems kind of thicky. I don't know. Maybe that's fine. I don't know how to feel about that. Why is it both players banish zone? Yeah, because then you also have to take into account if your opponent's banished anything. It's just kind of gross. Plus, anything that counts the whole banish zone, there are just cards that can abuse that. Like the searcher, not the searcher, but the draw card that has you banish the top 10 cards of your deck. Oh man, looks like I, no matter what, have like 5,000 boost on my guy. You know, I just feel like that's a little too strong. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, add one Bright Eyes card from your deck to your hand. Then you can destroy a card in your pendulum zone and place this card in the pendulum zone. Hey, I like that it places itself in the pendulum zone because it kind of needs that effect. So that's cool. It's also interesting that it's a searcher. That's not bad either. Ray King said, like and sub to my vids, please. So Ray King, a question about your channel. How many fan polls have you had so far? Are fan polls something that you want to start on your channel soon? Or is that something that like you've already like been doing for like a while? So now we're looking at Hyper Mage of Bright Eyes. Let's look at his pendulum effect first, then go into the monster effect. Once per turn, you can shuffle one banished Bright Eyes card back into the deck. So helps recycle. Then you can target one face-up card on the field and return to the hand. So it's removal and recycling. Interesting. Once per turn, quickie, pay a stack, special summon this card from the pendulum zone, but this card's effects are negated. I'm curious what his monster effect is now. So Ray King said he's done one. So what won the fan poll that you did, Ray King? Like what did people vote for and what ended up winning in the end? And then he said he did one today. Ooh, okay. Yeah, now I'm even more curious. So what did people vote for and what ended up winning, which are two different things. So I want to know what everybody voted for and then I want to know what happened. Kel said, sorry, I left real quick. What's your opinion on Ultimate Dragon? So you want me to step back and look at this one? So my opinion on this one, stop giving people too much attack for every card in a banish zone. Oh, wait, you already talked about the pendulum effect. Monster effect. Stop giving things too much attack for every card in a banish zone. Even in the monster effect, I think 500 is too much because it's every card in both players' banish zone. And there are just cards that make it easy for you to do that. Like that draw card. It's one of the pop cards. I can't remember which one it is. But it's like you play that one card and you banish the top 10 cards of your deck. Hey, that's pretty good when you're running stuff like this, which will just like gain hella attack from that. So I don't know. I feel like 500 for each card in both players' banish zone is a little too thicky. That's hella thicky. And I feel like that's really abusable. But I do like its last monster effect. That is a searcher and also puts itself in the pendulum zone. That's pretty good. I'm totally fine with that. I just feel like the attack gain effects on this card for pendulum and monster effect are a little too high. And by a little, I mean a lot. Then Ray King said a Sans comic. A Sans comic? So did people vote for you to read one, to react to one, to write one? Then Kel said, I think I'll just give it 4K attack and like no boost. Yeah, it's fair to just make something like strong. That seems okay. How easy is it to summon this guy? You need a fusion spell card, a Bright Eyes monster, a Bright Eyes Pendulum monster, and then some way to fuse those things together. So that seems okay. Ray King said a Sam's comic and Five Nights at Freddy's are the things that people voted for. So what ended up winning the fan poll then? Let's see. So then we have Hyper Mage of Bright Eyes. So I already read his pendulum effect, so I was going into his monster effect. Ray King said he just ended up watching videos. So people voted for you to react to a Sans comic. Is that what ended up happening? He said both of them. So did you just do what both things were in the fan poll? There wasn't like a tiebreaker or anything? You just were like, I guess I'll just do both things. And did you react to Five Nights at Freddy's? Like someone else playing it, like a video, or did you play it yourself? I guess I'm not entirely sure, like what you meant when you said a Sans comic, Five Nights at Freddy's. Then for the monster effect, then Raking said yes. Raking, please stop saying yes to things where I asked like 2 different questions. And he said a vid. So you reacted to a video. Thank you. I was hella lost. So monster effect. So it requires 1 spellcaster type Bright Eyes monster and 1 pendulum monster in the pendulum zone. Interesting. All other face-up Bright Eyes monsters gain 300 attack. That's not bad. Once per turn, if this card would be destroyed by battle, you can banish 1 Bright Eyes from the field and destroy the attacking monster instead. That also isn't bad. During the end phase, you can place this card in the pendulum zone or face up in the extra deck. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. He can just place himself whenever. It's not even like on destruction. Excuse me. That's interesting. Not gonna lie. I think that's actually a quite interesting way to do it. Kel said, by the way, I won't be able to duel this stream because I'm high key in school. But next dueling book stream, I'll try to duel you. Oh, ballin'. There's nothing wrong with the effect that lets him place himself in the pendulum zone during the end phase. I actually think that's really good. I was just surprised to see it. I didn't expect to see that at all. But that's not bad at all. Pretty solid. Next up, we got Bright Eyes Riot Dragon. Then Ryan said, such good voting. Ray King said 3306 watching videos with fans, 3 views streamed 5 hours ago. So that's what you ended up doing for your fan poll. And then Ryan said, no one's dueling this stream. Let me check the current time. We have 7 minutes. I think Ryan's right. It'll probably just be me reacting to the Bright Eyes cards. But at least we get to look at these custom cards together and share any of our thoughts that we have on the cards. Pendulum effects. Then Ryan said, Jet's still mad at me for Sunday. Ryan's still acting like I'm mad at him for something. Let's see. Pendulum effect. Once per turn, if a Bright Eyes card is banished while this card is in the pendulum zone, you can banish 1 card on your opponent's side of the field. Yikes! That seems... Whoa. Making it a mutual banish is quite interesting. Don't think that's broken per se, but really strong, yes. But not, I don't think it's broke. I mean, what's interesting is that whenever you banish, you're getting something out of it. But now it's like double reward. I like the idea that paying the cost gives you additional benefit. You can destroy this card in the pendulum zone, special summon a Bright Eyes monster from your graveyard or banish zone. Oh, word? That's Bright Eyes Riot Dragon just seems really interesting so far. Let's see. Ryan said, well, hold up. Ray King posted a link to something. Then Ryan said, when I next come over to Jet's room, he will have arrayed Legos on the floor for me to step on. You mean arranged Legos. And then he said, the ultimate horror. I actually don't own any physical Legos. Then Ray King said, Fuck those cards. Raking. Why are you so angry at the cards? Jahid said hi. Yo, Jahid, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. I have 3 questions for you. How's your day today? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? And do you have any questions for your boy? Raking then said, like and sub to my vids. Then Kel said, by the way, after you review the last card, I'd like a out of 10 review of the archetype so I get a general idea of your thoughts. I feel like an out of 10 review would be difficult. Then Ryan said, arrayed Legos. He said, I meant what I said. Interesting. I'm not sure if I'll be able to oblige you with the out of 10 review. I feel like that's just a difficult thing to do in general. Ray King said, I want a duel. Then Jahid said, what's Dueling Book? Oh shit, Jahid, you don't know what Dueling Book is? So Dueling Book is a website where you can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online with friends. You can use pretty much any card in the game that isn't banned. And there are multiple different formats that you can play in. The only reason I play Dueling Book is because it has custom cards where you're able to make your own custom cards. So you can add any artwork you want, make the cards have any attack or defense, or change the effects, and just kind of do whatever you want. Right now, I'm reviewing a custom archetype made by that one guy, Kels, who's currently in the live chat, and just talking about each card and giving my thoughts on what I think is good, bad, broken, things of that nature. But if you're really into Yu-Gi-Oh! And you've always wanted to make your own cards or face off against other people's cards that they've made, I'd highly recommend you check out duelingbook.com. It's free, and you don't have to download or install anything. You can just play it in your browser. Just make an account and hit it up. And then Jahid said, oh, yeah, you can use banned cards. I mean, it depends. So if you're playing the normal format, you can't use banned cards. If you're playing custom format, yeah, you can use banned cards because you can kind of use whatever you want. Then Kel said, the out of 10 thing is whatever. It's fine. Raking just keeps posting a YouTube thing. Probably not about to check out a YouTube video at the moment. And then Ryan said, you don't have to. True, you don't have to play custom cards. You don't have to play banned cards. But the main reason why I play Dueling Book is to use custom cards. So we still haven't looked at the monster effect for Bright Eyes Riot Dragon yet. So it requires 1 Bright Eyes Pendulum monster and 1 Fusion monster. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target 1 card on your opponent's side of the field and banish it. Once per turn, you can banish cards from your graveyard or on the field equal to the number of monsters on your opponent's side of the field. This card can attack for each card banished. When this card is destroyed, you can place this card in the Pendulum Zone. Not bad. For a moment, I thought something broken was going to happen, but it ended up not happening. So I'd say its Pendulum effect is better than its monster effect. Its monster effect isn't terrible. Let's see. Jahid said, yeah, let me check. Next up, we got Bright Eyes Diamond Dragon. When this card is placed in the Pendulum Zone, you can special summon 2 Dragon-type monsters with the same level from your graveyard or banish zone to the field. Bright Eyes monsters special summoned from the extra deck cannot have their effects negated. Not bad. The summoning of 2 Dragon-type monsters for free that are the same level seems a little thicky. Not gonna lie, that seems like a pretty powerful effect, especially with no limit on what level it can be. It's not even 2 Dragon-type monsters with the same level that are level 8 or lower. It's same level, period. They're just in your grave or banish zone. So strong flex, but okay. I get what you're going for because you're trying to set up an XZ summon, which is understandable. It's just pretty strong. I don't know how to feel about that. And then Bright Eyes Diamond Dragon requires 2 of them things, 2 level 8 Dragon type fusion monsters, 2 of them things. If you can Pendulum summon level 7 monsters, what? You can Pendulum summon this card from face up in the extra deck. This card can attack 2 times each battle phase. Oh, I understand. It's how you can get it face up out of the extra deck because it technically doesn't have levels. I was like, why? Why is that a thing? I thought the phrasing was really weird, but that makes sense. Let's see. This card can attack 2 times each battle phase while it has XYZ material. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card. Destroy all spell and trap and monster cards on your opponent's side of the field. Why? Why is that? Why does it blow up the whole field? If this card is destroyed, you can destroy one card in the pendulum zone and then place this card in the pendulum zone. I don't like that monster effect at all. That's a little too strong. Because it's just one material, and you can summon it so easily. I don't know. I feel that was way too good. Not a fan of that. Miss me with that. So I think he's actually broken. He's just doing too much. Destroy all spell, trap, and monster cards. And it doesn't even destroy yours. It only destroys like your opponent's shit. That's so one-sided. And that card's so easy to summon. Ray King's really pushing his channel. He really wants you guys to check out his content. Let's see. So finally, let me check the time. It would be weird if I had to end it on the last card. Fuck, it's 2:01. Let's do this one last card, and then I'll end the stream. That way, it won't be a thing where we have to come back and do the last one. Kel said, I think it's fair. You need 2 level 8 dragon-type fusions. Fusions? Does it specify that they have to be fusions? Oh, here we go. 2 level 8 dragon-type fusion monsters. I see you. I didn't see the fusion monster part. I just thought it was 2 level 8 dragon-type monsters, and I was like, yikes. I was like, that seems pretty easy. What in the archetype do you use to summon it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can use Bright Eyes Cosmos Dragon. All your level 8 fusions are really easy to summon. But it does require, like, material. I guess you're right. We'll see. We'll have to see. I feel like it could be jank, but it really depends. But maybe you're right. Maybe that does seem like it's a lot. Let's see. Raking said, watch, please. Jahid said, you're ending your stream? He said, I just came. Well, sorry about that. I'm going to review this one last card, and then I'll probably have to end it. I have class, so I'm going to have to go to class. Then Raking said, at 4, I will stream, Nick. What I'll probably be doing at 4 is getting ready for my last class of the day. I might also stream around that time. Maybe do Lego Worlds or something. It all depends. After this stream, definitely stay tuned. I know that, of course, after midnight, I'm going to do the vlog video, as I always do. But there may be a video in between now and then, so just, like, look out for that. But real quick, Bright Eyes Mech Dragon requires 2 level 7 dragon-type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, add 1 Bright Eyes monsters from your graveyard, or face up the extra deck to the hand. So it's a searcher. Detach an Xyz material, get a Bright Eyes card. That's not bad. Once per turn, if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one of this card's detached Xyz materials from the graveyard instead. Also not bad. When this card is in the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard and fusion summon a Bright Eyes fusion monster from the extra deck by banishing monsters from your side of the field as fusion material. That's interesting, because once it's in the grave, it just becomes a fusion spell card. That's actually really interesting. I'd say that he's pretty fair. Bright Eyes Mech Dragon, I'm pretty fine with him. All in all, I'll have to see this deck in action before I can have like a really strong opinion. I'm sure I faced you in the past, but that was before I'd like read all the cards. So next time we duel, I think I'll be able to have like a stronger opinion on Bright Eyes and like see how they work, like actually in play. Jahid said it's 8 p.m. where I live in London. For me, it is currently 2:04 p.m. I do have to end the stream now due to the fact that I have to get ready for class, but I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. Stay tuned. A little after midnight, I'm going to do the vlog video, and maybe sometime around 4, I'll do a Lego World stream. We'll just have to see. Kel said, thanks for reviewing my archetype. No problem, Kels. And then Ryan said, for me, it's 2:05 p.m. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to that one guy, Kels. Shout out to Jahid1. Shout out to Ray King Peaches. Boom, 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 boom. Right now I'm scrolling to make sure that I didn't miss anybody. Do. Shout out to Dennis. Do. Shout out to Rocky Ford. Shout outs to everyone who joined the stream. I apologize if I somehow missed or didn't say your name, and I'm sorry that I'm sick, so my voice might sound weird during these streams. I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll feel better soon. But thank you all once again for watching. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. And stay tuned. Like I said, a little after midnight, we're going to do the vlog video like we always do, where I talk about my day, and we can all just hang out and talk in the live chat. This is your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, logging out. Peace, guys, and thank you again. Best of luck, Ray King, with your YouTube channel. Can't wait to duel against you in the future, Kells. Got to test out this Bright Eyes archetype. Jahid, I hope to see you on Dueling Book in the near future. See you trying out those custom cards. Ryan will eventually hit up a custom duel at some point. Ray King, I know you really want to play Vanguard, but the odds of untap working on my computer are really low. Don't know why untap's so weird, but I don't know. Maybe when the Vanguard mobile app comes out, we'll be able to finally get like a real duel on stream. Rocky Ford, thank you for joining us. Dennis, thank you for joining us. I only said thank you because I didn't really have a lot of time to like talk, so I didn't have a lot of time to like actually like talk with them directly. But yeah, thank you all once again, and like I said, stay tuned because we got the vlog stream coming up a little after midnight. Peace. Jade1 said, yeah, I might come on at like 4 p.m. for you. Oh, well, I'll see you guys soon. See you soon. Stay tuned. Peace.